Hi everyone, welcome back to part 10 of this Cantina build, 1/12 scale, 6 inch. So this should be the final episode if you like. And where we're starting, I'm starting off by doing the blue and red lines. So what I've just done, I've just drawn a pencil line around, like to give me a rough guidance. And I'm going all the way around, and I'm halfway through doing that one there, these arches there. And then we'll be doing the cantina ceiling part. Okay, so I've done the red line and the blue line now. I'm going to leave that to go off after. I haven't made a very good job of it, to be honest. I've kind of, it's basically really awkward, you know, around the arch. Anyway, it's done. Okay, it's the next day. The two blue and red stripes are all nice and bone dry. But I think they're a bit too bright. So I think I'm going to run it over a bit of wet and dry sandpaper. And I've also got a X-Acto knife. I might do a bit of scraping and stuff like that, just to kind of make it look more worn in. So now I'm going to use this as a template to cut out the roof piece. So basically I'm going to get a bit of ply, 3mm ply, and use this as a template to trace around it, and then cut it out with a jigsaw. Okay, so I'm going to start cutting the bar roof out. So I've got a bit of ply here, and I'm just going to use this as a template. I've already cut the ply to fit on this side, so all I've got to do is the round bit. Okay, so all I'm doing is using the bar as a template. And okay, so now all I've got to do is cut that circle a bit out with a jigsaw and cut it down there, and that'll be the first part of the roof. Now I've got another piece here, which I'm going to do the same, but I'm going to do it on the flip side, because it's a little bit wider. That's okay. I'll do the same on this side. On this one, I've got to do the insides as well. On this one, I'm not going to cut it across and keep it flat. I'm going to kind of cut a horseshoe out. Okay. So that one I'm going to cut out like a horseshoe. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the jigsaw, and I'll do that, and I'll be back. Okay, I've just cut my pieces out. So what I'm basically going to do, this bit's going to be up on the roof, and I'm going to put spaces, like maybe just ½ inch, just something like that maybe. Because I've got quite a low ceiling, if I go too far down, I'll be right over the kind of bar area, whatever you call that thing is. By the way, I sprayed these gold and silver. I forgot to mention that, just to make them look a bit better. And I've got some on my fingers anyway, but that's going to add to the... Anyway, I reckon I'm going to do probably just a ½ inch down spaces around there. So I'm going to have like one on the corner, one on the beginning of the curve, one in the middle. And once I've done that, I'm going to get some styrene and wrap it with styrene. Okay, I've cut these little blocks, like spacers, roughly about ½ inch. So I'm just going to glue them around the bar, and then I'm going to glue that bit to that. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so I've just glued these spacers on, so they're all glued now. And all I'm going to do now is put this one over the top of it. Okay, so that's all glued together now. So now I've got this styrene. This is like a plastic. I'm going to cut out a horseshoe shape to go there. So what I'll do, I'll use this as a template, because it should be the same roughly. And make sure it's all put together first probably. So I might as well just go right to the edge. Okay, so that's a rough cut out of what I need there. Okay, so I've cut the styrene out. So all I've got to do now is cut a bit of styrene to go around this whole edge here. Okay, so I've just glued this bit on. I need to cut a bit for around here. Okay, I've got a big bit of styrene. Unfortunately, it's not going to be big enough to do it in one go. So I'll show you. So basically it's going to be short. So what I'm going to do probably from this last one here in the middle somewhere to around there if I can. And then just add 2 little bits on the end here. Okay, I've cut my first strip. So I'm going to put that around the side. Like that. And then I'll cut another 2 bits out for these bits here. Okay, so I've stuck that bit along there. It's not perfect. As you can see, there's a little bit of wood you can see here. But what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to get some no-nails and fill it in. Just like rub some no-nails into the little gap to fill it. And that'll be it really. And the same around this edge here. Just to kind of give it a bit of body there. And obviously I've got to put these 2 bits on. And that'll be it. And then I'm going to probably spray it grey and a primer. And then mix up some cream and try and match that. Okay, so I've just put no nails in the little gaps. I'm going to leave that to go off for the night, and tomorrow sometime I'll give it a primer once it's all dry. It's a bit rough around these edges, but I'm leaving it until it's dry and I'm going to sand them all down these edges. What I'm going to do in the meantime is give the roof, which you can't probably see because it's too big. So I'm going to give this a paint of white. And then I'll probably be weathering it tomorrow to try and match the walls a little bit. It's not going to matter too much, but I'm going to go do that now. Okay, it's the next day. And I gave it a coat of primer. And I've just gave it a first coat of cream as well. So I'm just going to give this a second coat now. So it's quite close to the... So all I've done is drop of sand and a lot of white just to get that cream. Okay, I've just given that a third coat of cream. And I've left a little grey line around it as best I can. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. So I'm going to let that dry and I'll be sticking the roof on and then sticking that to the roof. Okay, so I've just sellotaped the lights to this Cantina roof, or whatever you want to call it. So I've cut a bit of styrene out, as you can see. So I'll just slide that in. So I can't do much more with that now. I'm going to leave that down here. And now I'm going to stick the roof on. Sort of stick the roof down, let it go off. Then stick that to the roof. And then I've got to do some borders around the edges just to finish it off. But you'll see what I mean when we get to it. Okay, I'm going to stick the roof on now. Okay, as you can see, I've just masticed the whole of the roof. And I'm just going to lay this on. It's already cut to size, I've done it ages ago. So what I'll do, I'll get some weights and put it on this side first. Some paints and stuff will do. Anything just to hold it down. Okay, that should be done, and I'll leave that to dry now. Well, actually I've got to do that bit over there, that bit just over there. I'll do that off camera. Okay, so all the roof is on now, on the both sides, over here as well. And as you can see, I've put it back in on its shelf where it's going to stay now, pretty much. What we've got to do next, we're pretty much there, but just to finish things off, I've got to put like a border along the top and the bottom, just to give it a finish sort of thing, like just like I've done with like the Death Star type diorama. I've got this little board here and a bit up here, so I'm going to do the same here, just so there's no break. I've got these battens, no nails under here. I've already cut them to size. And once I've done all three, I'm going to get a bit of 3mm ply and cut it, put it about maybe 2 inches down, and then tile it like I've done on this. So it'd be more of these tiles. Paint it all up, wash it and all that like I've done before, and then no nails it to this bit of wood what I've stuck there today, and then that'll be finished then. Okay, so I've just put the bit of batten along there, along there, and along there. I'm going to leave that till tomorrow to go off. Meanwhile, I've got this bit of kind of what's going to be piping, what I've stuck together to go behind Han Solo's head in here. But I've got to paint this goldish kind of colour, or coppery or gold. I'm going to have to see what I've got. So I'm just going to go paint that. Okay, I've just done the pipe work, gold pipe work behind Han Solo's head where he's going to be. So that's that done. So now I'm going to stick this to the ceiling. So I'll do that now. Okay, that's the bar roof put in. So that'll be it for tonight. I'm going to let everything dry, and then tomorrow we'll be doing the borderline around here. So cutting a bit of ply, about 2 inches, tiling it, washing it, and sticking it onto these sides here. The 3 sides, 1, 2, and 3 over there. But I won't be doing that until tomorrow. And I've got to do the same above here as well, but I'll probably maybe only a 1/2 inch or something like that of ply, 3mm ply, 1/2 inch thick, all the way along, just to give it a nice finish. Okay, so I've just cut my my border bits here. So there's one there, and another one along there, and then the third one will go along here, which I've got here as well. So what I've got to go do now, I've got to go and tile these the same way I've done the floor, and paint it all up like I say, and wash it, make it look identical to the floor we got, and then I'm going to no nails them to this to finish, just to give it a finished edge. And then that's bottom bit's done then. So I'm going to go do that now. Okay, so that's all the borders done now, all tiled and weathered, painted, weathered, filled in again. Took quite a while, that one. And the same up here, I've done about just under 1 inch border along there as well, just to make it all finished, looking neat. And I think that's about it really. Now I'll put some pictures in the back over here, so it looks like they go straight through. And one by the bar, but you probably can't see it. What I'll do, I'll get the camera and give you a bit of a closer look. Okay, here's a closer look at it. All finished now, pretty much. Let's go back a bit. So you see the pictures at the back there. It looks like the cantina continues a bit. I'm going to change that darker picture because it's a bit too dark, but I can't do that now. So and there's also a picture at the back there. Anyway, job done. All I've got to do now is put the characters in. I've got to make a few customs, like the bartender and stuff, and one other I think I've got to do, and then I'll show you it with all the characters in it. Laters.